Hey guys, my name's Claire and welcome back to another Riders of Icarus video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Weapon Awakening. If you guys find this video helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So before I even talk about how to awaken your weapon, I first want to talk about why we should bother awakening in the first place. So in my case at least, it's made my staff look absolutely amazing. You can see the purple lightning bolts coming off here. I got that from Awakening. I've unlocked a new skill, I've increased my magic attack, and under the magical critical damage, you can see cooldown minus 8% in a kind of yellowish color. I also got that from Awakening, but in this video, I plan on re-rolling that skill because my cooldown reduction is already maxed out, so that stat isn't helping me much, so I'm hoping to get something better. It could possibly increase my overall attack, it could increase my overall defense. I'm sure there's some other stuff in there like health and such. So anyways, there's a whole bunch of things that Weapon Awakening can do to help out you. It makes you a lot stronger and, I mean, a lot freaking cooler. I mean, just look at that staff. I'm in love. I'm never changing that ever again. It is so beautiful. I'm in love. Oh my gosh! Wait! What did I get? What did I get? Cast time? Okay, I will go with cast time. I'm good. Oh my god. So now that all of that has been said and done, we are back at the Awakened Blacksmith Aru. And here you have to go to the material shop for Awakening. This is where you can get the primeval dust. It costs 500 gold. It's one of the components that you're going to need in order to awaken your weapon. I already have one here, so I'm not going to buy a second one. And then you can go to Weapon Awakening. Here you're going to need the dust that you just bought. Okay, I have to put in my weapon first. Never mind. You need a plus 25 weapon. So in my case, I have my plus 25 staff. Then you're going to need your dust. And because this is a temmajin weapon, you need a primal shard. You can get these from Hikane's Underground and Tomb of the Worm Legendary. There might be a couple other places. If you guys know any other places, please let me know in the comments below. So I'm going to put the primal shard up. And lastly, you need an ancient familiar at max level. Wow. So you need an ancient familiar at max level. This can be Valdon, Casper, or Magnatu. We're going to take a look at Casper first. So here, you're not going to get any added effects or attack, and the lock weapon effects is locked out. You can't select that at all. You can only select prevent destruction and lock visual effect. This is because the weapon effects, that would include the added effects here, but since we're not getting any, you can't select lock weapon effect. But here is where you would unlock the ancient skill. This skill is different for every class. So for wizards, it's the Dark Light Burst. This gathers the energy of both dark and light forces and bind them to collide with each other inside a sphere to create a dark light burst. Deals 20% additional damage to the enemy target. Enemies within the 5-meter radius of the explosion are dealt 150% attack damage. Enemies hit are applied with Dark Malediction that increases cast time and cooldown by 7% for 30 seconds. Casting the skill applies Dawn of Light to self. That increases movement speed by 16% and reduces damage taken by 20% for 10 seconds. And at the bottom you can see this skill can be learned through Weapon Awakening. So that's the skill, at least for wizards. I don't know what the other skills are, but I'm sure there's a way to look them up. But anyways, that's the skill that you would get for Awakening with Casper. So if you were to awaken your weapon with Casper, the only thing you're going to unlock is this skill, and if you've already unlocked it, it's only going to level up the skill up until level 5. I've already awakened my staff twice, which is why you can see the level 3 version of Dark Light Burst. And if you haven't awakened with Casper before, you're just going to see the level 1 version. If you've already awakened once, you'll see level 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5, and then once you get up to 5, that's as many times as you can level up that skill. So that's what you get with unlocking with Ancient Casper, and with Awakening with Ancient Casper. Let's see what we get with Valdon. Alright, we are back with Valdon. There we go. Okay, so here the skill area is empty because we are not learning a new skill, we're not leveling it up. Instead, we are gaining attack and added effects. So right now, the minimum attack on my staff is 3272, and after awakening, that minimum attack is going to go up, say like 300 or so, up to 3545. And my magic attack is going to go from 5648 to 6119, which is going to go up like another like 400, 500-ish magic attack, so I'm really excited to see that. Then the added effects. So after I awakened, just before this actually, I went from cooldown minus 8% to cast time minus 8%, which is a lot better. But I also am really hoping for overall attack, so I'm going to try awakening again at the end of this video, and I'll see if I can get overall attack or if it's going to throw me back into cooldowns. I really hope it doesn't. But anyways, the added effects can increase your health, it can decrease your cooldowns, it can decrease your cast time, it can increase your overall defense and overall attack. And let's go take a look at what Ancient Magnatu gives us. Okay, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Sarah who let me borrow her Ancient Magnatu seal for this video. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to be giving you your Ancient Magnatu seal back to you right after this video. We're going to be able to check out what Ancient Magnatu would give you if you were to awaken with him. So I'm going to put in my staff, the dust, the shards, and Ancient Magnatu. Alright, so right away I can see the minimum attack and the maximum attack is the exact same with Ancient Valdon. I already recognized 3545 and 6119. So if you were to try to get more attack out of Ancient Magnatu or Ancient Valdon, you're not gonna, it's the exact same for each of those. So the only difference that I'm seeing are the added effects. If you were to awaken with Ancient Valdon, your staff is going to be more of a PvE type of weapon, but if you were to awaken with Ancient Magnatu, suddenly your weapon is a more PvP type of weapon. So I can already see PvP attack plus 30% to plus 50%, which is a huge buff, and overall critical damage plus 300 to 500, and overall critical damage defense 300 to 500. Okay. Just choked on my words there. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at what all three of the ancient familiars give us, let's try actually awakening with one of them. So we're gonna go put in our staff, the dust, the shards, and Valdon. So really quick, I'm going to talk about what these three slots here mean. We have Prevent Destruction. I am always going to check that, because if the awakening were to fail, then if this is not selected, if Prevent Destruction is not selected and the awakening fails, you are going to lose your weapon. So don't ever try gambling. Don't ever be like, oh, well, maybe it'll work. It's going to be totally fine. If you don't have the Alloons, don't awaken. It's never worth the gambling to lose your plus 25 weapon, because I'm sure you don't have another one that you can just pull out of your back pocket, and if you do, go you. Alright? But basically, always click Prevent Destruction. For me, it costs 60 Alloons right now, but when I think when you first start awakening, it costs about 30 Alloons. And it just kind of keeps going up every time you awaken. I've already awakened 4 times after the awakening just before this. It was 45 Alloons, and now it's gone up to 60 Alloons. But I mean, hey, that's okay. I'm always going to click Prevent Destruction. It could be 100 Alloons, and I would still click it. Lock weapon effects. So with Casper, we weren't able to select this because we weren't getting any added effects. This would lock the cast time minus 8% that I have. This is already, oh, it's actually the highest you can get with cast time. Wow. But I really want overall attack. Okay. Because I want to change the added effects, I'm not going to click lock weapon effects. And then the lock visual effect. So you can kind of see the glitched purple lightning I have here. That's the visual effect that would go on your weapon after awakening with Valdon successfully. And here, really quick, if you were to successfully awaken with Ancient Casper, you can kind of see how he has this like green mist kind of gaseous effect coming off of him. That green is going to be on your weapon. So you're going to have that like green, gaseous, misty kind of effect. And it's the same thing with Ancient Magnatu. He has like a fiery kind of gas coming off of him, and that's what would be on your weapon if you were to successfully awaken with him. The only one that doesn't really make any sense is Valdon, because he doesn't have purple lightning, so I don't know where that came from, but I'm also not complaining because that's one of my favorite weapon effects. So I'm cool with that. But I also don't have to checkmark to lock the visual effect, because I'm going from the Valdon effect to the Valdon effect, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to prevent destruction, and we're going to see what happens. No, I didn't think so. Okay, but you see, I prevented the destruction, and I lost the shard, I lost the familiar, I lost the dust, but my weapon is safe. That's what matters. That's all I care about. As long as my weapon is okay, everything is right in the world. And now that I put my weapon back on, I've relearned the skill with Casper. So whenever you take off your weapon, you're going to forget that skill, and every time you put it on, you're going to remember that skill. It's weird. But anyways, I put my staff back on, and I now have Dark Light Burst level 2 again, and everything is right in the world. So that's okay. I'm not totally mad that I failed to awaken it, because I literally just succeeded like 3 seconds ago, so I'm okay. I'm not mad. I'm good. I have my cast time, minus 8%. My DPS didn't go up though, but everything's cool. Everything's right in the world. I'm good. Oh, hello. So anyways, I hope that this video has helped you a little bit, and now you may understand weapon awakening a little bit better. If you guys still have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. I think I have a good general understanding of how to awaken your weapon, and I think I've covered everything. But if I miss anything, let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. See ya.